हम दोसना उसी को जो ज़ात जावेदान.
By the grace of Allah, Jamaat Ahmadiyya Philippines held its 16th Jalsa Salana from May 26 to May 27, 2023 in Zamboanga City, Philippines. This year, the Jalsa Salana was limited to a 2-day event due to changes in school schedule post-COVID. Preparations for the Jalsa Salana started weeks before the Jalsa, with meetings held with different Afsaran and finalizing of the program and the speakers. The Jalsa preparations reached their peak in the weeks before the Jalsa, with volunteers setting up tents for accommodation and dining of the guests on the Jamaat property, as well as building of the stage and setup at the Jalsa Gah. The 2-day Jalsa Salana was held in a 14-hectare farmland property known as Silsila Harmony Village. Guests from outside branches stayed at the venue for the 2 days of Jalsa. Simultaneous arrangements were made on the Jamaat property for the accommodation of guests from Zamboanga City and for all guests before and after Jalsa. Since most of the guests travel by sea to Zamboanga, some guests end up staying there for around 10 days. Prior to the official start of the Jalsa Salana, there was a blood drive on Thursday, May 25, in partnership with the Red Cross. The annual convention started on Friday, May 26, 2023, with the Friday sermon, which was delivered by local Muallim and National Secretary Tabligh, Felan Heading Sahib. The Jalsa Salana was officially inaugurated by the flag hoisting ceremony performed by Talha Ali Sahib, National President and Missionary in Charge of Jamaat Ahmadiyya. The opening session was presided by Abdul Mukhlis Sahib, local missionary and Vice President of Jamaat Ahmadiyya Philippines. In his opening speech, Abdul Mukhlis Sahib read the message of Huzur Anwar, Ayyadahullahu Ta'ala binasrihil Aziz, received specially for the 16th Jalsa Salana Philippines, along with its translation in Tagalog and Sinama languages. The theme of this year's Jalsa Salana was Isma'u Sautas Sama Ja'al Masih, that is, the Messiah has come. In light of the theme of the Jalsa Salana, various missionaries and elders of the Jamaat spoke on the topics related to the life of the promised Messiah والسلام, such as his love for Allah, his love for the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and his love for humanity. Various speeches were also made on proofs of the truthfulness of the promised Messiah ﷺ, such as the fulfillment of the sign of the breaking of the cross, Imam Mahdi and promised Messiah as different titles of the same individual, and the status of the promised Messiah and the importance of accepting him. Speakers also highlighted our responsibilities as Ahmadis in light of the writings of the promised Messiah ﷺ. Along with speeches and recitation of the Holy Quran, various Urdu and Arabic poems were also beautifully rendered. Since the dates of the Jalsa Salana this year coincided with Yom Khilafat, the morning session on Saturday, May 27, was celebrated as Khilafat Day. In this session, tilawat and nazm were done in accordance with the theme, and speeches were delivered on the topic of Khilafat ala Minhajin Nubuwa and obedience to the system of Khilafat. There was a special guest session in the afternoon of Saturday, May 27, on the theme of the role of religious communities in the establishment of peace. This guest session was attended by dozens of guests from various walks of life. The keynote speech in this session was delivered by Talha Ali Sahib, highlighting the teachings of Islam about the establishment of peace and the contributions of Jamaat Ahmadiyya in this regard, both in terms of correct understanding of Islamic teachings as well as the practical steps taken by the Jamaat in this regard. Afterwards, there were guest speeches delivered by various guests, including Honorable Vice Mayor of the Zamboanga City.
And I fully support the work you do in educating, empowering, and assisting communities. I hope that you continue to inspire more of our brothers and sisters in Islam to follow the teachings of peace, hope, and love, which is universal to all of us. Maraming salamat po muli, magsugol kaniyong katan. Thank you, and I wish you all the productive convention.
Representative of Congressman Olaso of District 1 of Zamboanga City, as well as representatives of various faith and indigenous communities. The representative of Armed Forces of the Philippines also attended the guest session. Group pictures and lunch were taken after the guest session. The Jalsa Salana concluded on the evening of Saturday, May 27, with the closing speech and silent prayer by Talha Ali Sahib, National President and Missionary in Charge. The total attendance of Jalsa was 301 members of the Jamaat attending from 8 branches, other than various non-Ahmadi guests. Along with the Jalsa Salana, Jamaat Ahmadiyya Philippines also held its 3rd National Majlis-e-Shura during the evenings of the 2 days of Jalsa. This year, there were 3 suggestions under discussion. Due to limited time, sessions continued until midnight on both days, but by the grace of Allah, all the participants of Shura participated diligently in the proceedings, being able to finalize the recommendations to be sent to Huzur Anwar, ayyadahullahu ta'ala binasrihil aziz, for his approval. May Allah make this Jalsa Salana and Majlis-e-Shura a source of blessing for the entire Jamaat and accept the prayers of the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam in favor of the participants of Jalsa Salana. Ameen.